evening, everybody, and welcome to Las Lomas High School in Walnut Creek as Walnut Creek Television presents women's volleyball. Anthony Schultz along with Armin Lim, and Armin, on paper, not looking like a real competitive match. You've got Las Lomas that's been playing fantastic volleyball. We'll talk about what kind of run they've been on of late. Miramonte not doing so well, kind of a slow year after a very nice year a year ago. But let's talk about the Knights a little bit and what a fantastic season they've had. Yeah, they've had a great season this year, coming off a really strong 3-set victory over a recently undefeated Campo Lindo. They've come out strong with attacking, serve receive, they're serving. It's just been lights out, and it's been a very hard match to play against the Knights this year. Now, Miramonte, of course, a good season last year, off this year. They lost a lot of seniors to graduation, a very young team. It's been a down year all the way around. So even if they don't, say, win this match, Armin, what do they have to do to even make it a competitive match with a much more powerful Las Lomas team? Definitely, I would have to say that they would have to step up their serving, get Las Lomas out of their rhythm, get them uncomfortable a little bit, definitely clean up their passing, make Las Lomas get a little bit out of the comfort zone, hit a little bit harder, maybe miss a little couple balls, make Las Lomas feel that they have to play up to how Miramonte can play, and they will have a good chance of maybe even going to 5 this time. Well, I'll tell you what, let's meet the players. We'll start first with the Miramonte Matadors.
Hi, I'm Allie Pietrkowski. I'm number 12, and I'm a setter.
Hi, I'm Beryl Slezak. I'm number 7, and I play right side hitter.
Hi, I'm Maddie Miller. I'm a middle blocker, and I'm number 4.
Hi, I'm Julia Duncan. I'm number 2, and I'm a defensive specialist.
Hi, I'm Liz Byrne. I'm number 13, and I'm a DS.
Hi, I'm Bridget Legalay. I'm number 3, and I am a middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Lauren Foster. I'm number 1, and I'm a middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Tang. I'm number 11, and I'm an outside.
Hi, I'm Casey Sorensen. I'm number 9, and I'm an outside hitter.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Fabian. I'm number 9, and I'm a libero.
Hi, I'm Emily Fabian. I'm number 10, and I'm a setter.
Hi, I'm Maddie Goodrow. I'm number 8, and I'm an outside hitter.
Hi, I'm Courtney Shan. I'm number 6, and I'm a DS.
Now, Armin, also, you've got the NCS coming up, and of course, Las Lomas is going to be a big part of that. Tell us what's going on here as far as the playoff situation for Las Lomas.
Las Lomas is definitely in a very good position, having a very high seed, I'm assuming this year, because their record and their standing is pretty high up. What they have to do to get through it is to play up and to make sure that they don't lose to teams they should have beaten or they have beaten in the past. They definitely need to make sure during practices they work hard and make sure that this year they have a very good chance of winning NCS and maybe even making it a state.
And now let's meet the Las Lomas Knights.
Hi, I'm Rachel Nieto, number 1, outside hitter.
I'm Kelsey Angus, number 3, middle blocker.
I'm Geneva Duffy, number 5, opposite.
Yuki Bradley, number 6, libero.
I'm Maddie Borch, number 17, and I'm a middle blocker.
I'm Molly Dowd. I'm number 8, and I'm a middle blocker.
I'm Jessie Conceptorcu, and I'm number 10. I'm a defensive specialist.
I'm Lauren Fitter. I'm number 11, and I'm an outside hitter.
I'm Rachel Linden, number 13, and I'm a setter.
I'm Gianna Lucia, number 14, and I'm a setter.
I'm Courtney Fitter, number 15, and I'm an outside.
I'm Jillian Kavornai, number 16. I'm an opposite.
Hi, I'm Juliana McCormick, number 17, and I'm an injured defensive specialist.
I'm Haley Glass. I'm 20, and I'm a defensive specialist.
And also some festivities going on here tonight. It's Dig Pink Night here in Las Lomas. You're going to see a lot of pink around. And we also have a special treat, Armin. We've got the kid sister of Haley Glass, 7th grader Kiara Glass, and she's now going to sing the national anthem.
And now, for the Las Lomas Knights, number 1, a senior captain outside hitter Rachel Leal. Number 3, a junior middle blocker Kelsey Angus. Number 5, 5, a senior opposite hitter, Jenny O'Duffy. Number 6, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 7, a senior opposite hitter, Jenny O'Duffy. Number 8, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 9, a senior opposite hitter, Jenny O'Duffy. Number 10, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 11, a senior opposite hitter, Jenny O'Duffy. Number 12, a senior opposite hitter, Jenny O'Duffy. Number 13, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 14, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 15, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 16, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 17, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 18, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 19, a junior middle blocker, Kelsey Angus. Number 20, a junior middle blocker Number 6, junior libero, UB Bradley. Number 7, a senior middle blocker, Maddie Ward. Number 8, senior middle blocker, Molly Dowd. Number 10, junior defensive specialist, Jesse Kutsukermoon. Number 11, the junior opposite, Lauren Fitterer. Number 13, co-captain, setter, senior, Rachel Linden. Number 14, the junior setter, Gianna Lucia. Number 15, a sophomore, outside hitter, Courtney Fitterer. Number 16, a junior, outside hitter, Julian Mornay. Number 17, injured junior defensive specialist, Juliana McCormick. And number 20, outside hitter, a sophomore, Haley Black. And now, please rise, take off your caps, as we present the national anthem as sung by Peter Miles.
Back here in Walnut Creek in Las Lomas High School as Walnut Creek presents women's volleyball. Anthony Schultz here along with Armin Lim, and should be starting up here pretty soon. And we've got a very festive evening here with the Dig Pink and all that has to go with that. And of course we just had Kira Glass sing our national anthem, and here we are. And we got Las Lomas Knights taking on the Miramonte Matadors. Armin, it still is going to be, I'm sure, a very entertaining match tonight.
Yes, definitely. I feel that it's going to be an exciting match, full of energy. Maybe we're going to see some new faces maybe come off the bench.
All right, Coach Changaris giving a final word to his team as we get set to play volleyball. Well, here on the near side, there's Coach Jim Changaris. A long coaching history, and we'll get into that as we move along in our telecast tonight. And on the far side from us, we've got the Miramonte Matadors in the white with the green trim, and on the near side, we've got the Las Lomas Knights in white with the burgundy trim. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about set to play volleyball. There's Coach Dave Misdale, and you see the record for the head coach and the Matadors, and we said in the open, it's been one of those transition type of years for them. I mean, last year they did very well, and this year it just hasn't been the same because of losing several seniors, and they brought only 5 seniors back this year. And a year ago, they actually ended up with a very nice record at 15-5 last year and 9-3 in the league. The first point goes to Miramonte, and they lead it 1-0. So Miramonte out to the quick lead. And now serving for the Matadors is Emily Fabian. And one more for Emily. Third one's got to go over, and it does. Pump set. Back set. Spike! And that is going to be off the libero, and that will be a score. And Las Lomas is on the board. It's 1-1. So now Las Lomas and Rachel Nieto. And the Knights serve for the first time here in the match. And a little jousting at the net. That one's going to be out of bounds. And it'll be a point for Las Lomas, 2-1 in favor of the Knights. And another serve for Rachel Nieto. And the Matadors cannot chase that one down. And it's 3-0. So, taking a look at the standings, Campolindo leading the DVAL at 10-1, 23-4 overall. And right behind them is Las Lomas. They've been on fire of late.
They have.
The spike blocked at the net. Nicely done that time by number 8, Molly Dowd, right in position there as the ball was coming toward her, able to knock it down. And after the first Matador point, 4 straight for Las Lomas. And Nieto. And make it 5 in a row.
This is exactly what they needed to do. Come off strong and start taking control of this game nice and early.
You know, it's one of those things when you say, you always want to get off to a fast start. You hear that on sports all the time. I think the difference is, in a practical sense, is when you're as good as, say, Las Lomas is, you can overcome getting off to a poor start.
Definitely.
If you're not as good, say, as Miramonte, you probably can't overcome a slow start.
Yes. And what Miramonte is struggling with right now is they have to make sure they can control that serve of Las Lomas and make sure they can get a side out.
All right, so 6 straight here. 5 straight points during the service of Rachel Nieto. And Miramonte trying to get this turned around. Set. Pushed over, and with a nice angle from the front line that time. A nice play for Miramonte, and you saw that hard angle going exit stage left.
Yes, I think definitely a strength for Miramonte today is going to be their strength of the middle and how consistent they can be.
All right, Miramonte gets the serve back as they get point number 2. Set, spike, do they get it in? The far side, yes! Put down by Las Lomas, and it's 7-2.
I think a key to the game is going to be which middles on which team can provide more offense and more defense with both the errors, limiting the errors and definitely getting kills.
Leaping high off the floor that time and getting it back. That was Geneva Duffy playing very well over there on that far side.
Ooh.
And spiked down by Las Lomas, and they tally again. It's 8-2.
Definitely. The serve of Yuki Bradley is just on fire right now. She's pushing the Miramonte serve receive to pass dimes.
All right, Yuki. Third one's coming over, and that is going to count. Put down that time. And that was number 7 for Las Lomas. And that's Beryl Slezak knocking that one down for the Matadors, and they trail at 8-3. So even here in the early going, been dominated so far, but still only trailing by 5 with a long way to go.
Definitely. Las Lomas is showing their consistency right now, offense and defense.
Boy, that was slammed down by Maddie Borsch. You had the double team blocker in front, but able to tool the block very nicely, and it kind of went off to the right that time. And that's a very difficult chance for any blocker when somebody's spiking the ball that hard to get it back over the net.
Yes.
Outside. And Yuki plays it nicely, back set. And to Geneva Duffy, but handled by Miramonte. And then blocked this time. And again, tipped at the net. So nice net play here by both teams so far. Set in the back row. Bump set coming over, free ball, but another free ball going back the other way. Set, spike, and score for Miramonte.
That was a very nice conversion by Miramonte, taking that free ball and putting it away.
So now dropping back is Beryl Slezak, the senior opposite. 9-4 is our score in favor of Las Lomas. Pushed over by the Knights. Trying to block it, and it looked like that time number 7, Maddie Borsch, just kind of leapt a little too early that time.
Yeah, she got a little antsy on that one.
So Beryl one more serve. 9-5 in favor of the Knights. Yuki plays it nicely, tapped over, but the jousting at the net won this time by the Matadors, and that is Lauren Foster, the middle blocker, getting up there and really out-battling Maddie Borsch that time. 9-6. Oh, a nice dig that time. Back set. Spike. Blocked at the net. Counted for Miramonte. So how about that?
Miramonte is coming out on fire with the blocks right now. What they need to do, Las Lomas needs to do right now is get a good pass, nice set, and put it away.
Well, all of a sudden, we're seeing Miramonte make a big run here, and then they get the service error. It's a bit heartbreaking for them, but still a nice run. They only trail at 10-7.
Yes.
They got the first point, and then with the serve of Rachel Nieto, the Knights kind of ran out to a 5-point lead, but now just down to 3. Set, tapped over. And boy, they had the 3 blockers that time, and actually it was a nice decision that time for Miramonte to kind of go around the block.
Yeah, she saw there was 3 blockers and just tipped it to an away corner. Nice serve.
Set, tapped over, played, and then spiked, but blocked up front.
Wow!
Beautiful save.
Very nice defense.
Oh, Haley Glass with a beautiful play. Blocked again, but Haley can't chase it down in the corner. And boy, right now, Miramonte all fired up.
Yes. That was an amazing effort by Haley Glass.
Well, Miramonte just at 2-9 in the DVAL overall. 3-18 is the overall record, but last year at 9-3 and 15-5. It's really fallen off, but here's the Knights tally again to make it 11-9. But certainly Miramonte making this a little more than just interesting here in set number 1.
Definitely.
All right, Maddie Borsch. Big high jump serve, and she gets the service ace.
She's been on fire the past couple matches with her serving. Definitely has caused a lot of passing problems for the other team.
Well, I'll tell you, with a serve like that, it can be a real offensive weapon, and you don't see that a lot, even at the higher level.
Yes.
The players are so good. They pass so well.
Yes.
You see it right there with another service ace, back-to-back. But you don't always see that offensive type of serve. We're seeing it here from Maddie.
Yeah, she tosses it like it's going to be a float serve, confusing the passers, hoping that there's going to be a nice flat serve, but then she snaps her wrist at the last second, and she gets a nice float serve.
Oh, Maddie Borsch.
There it is, changing things up.
Her coach says she's one of the 3 best middles in the league right now, or even in the East Bay. Score for Miramonte. Make it 13-10, but very high praise coming from Coach Changaris, who's been doing this for a long time, so he certainly knows what he's talking about. And she blocks well, hits well, and a very quick arm with a swing. So one of those very versatile players for Las Lomas. And put over, looking for the 8-ball in the corner pocket that time, but a little bit far and a little bit wide coming from Rachel Nieto.
Yeah, she was a bit early on that one. If she took a half a second and waited, she would have gotten that down.
Jim Changaris, it's pronounced Changaris. He tells me that it's Greek. In his second year at the helm here with Las Lomas, and actually, oddly enough, never played volleyball. Actually, he wrestled in high school at Penn State. He's a 66 grad. And this one is going to float out of bounds and count it for Las Lomas.
This has been Las Lomas' strength for the past couple matches. Tough serving, generating bad passes on the other team, getting them out of system.
There's Rachel Linden to serve. Set, back row attack, and over the two blockers, but handled in the back row by Las Lomas. Pushed over, diving save for the Matadors. Back set. And nice block, but they can't get to it in the back row. In the front row, they did a nice job to get a piece of that one, was Casey Sorensen, but then the players in the back row unable to get to it. 16-11 now in favor of the Knights. And that one going straight down, and another service ace.
Yes, that's definitely one of the strengths, like I said.
Now I have the officially the unofficial stats. 3 service aces, I believe, so far for Las Lomas, and a timeout on the floor as the Matadors want to talk this over. We're talking a little bit on Coach Chan Garrison. Then we take a look at the standings. There's Campolindo. Stellar record. There's Las Lomas, and look at the record on them. 30-7, 9-1
yes.
in league. And both they and Campolindo have split a pair.
They have.
So far. And there you see Doherty Valley, one of the new school, and I know they're struggling in football, but not in women's volleyball at 19-10. Dublin with a nice record, and Acalanes and Miramonte kind of bringing up the rear right now, but obviously a spirited effort here from Miramonte so far tonight.
Definitely. They're struggling, but they're getting past it. They're getting some points, but they definitely need to minimize their serving errors and make sure those runs go on for a couple more points.
17-11 as we come out of the timeout. Oh, a setter dump that time, but it did not catch Las Lomas by surprise, but that swat is going to go into the net, coming off the hand of Molly Dowd. And nice to see that Las Lomas completely prepared for that setter dump play.
Yes.
Didn't fool them one bit.
Yes, also going back to Maddie Borch, she's a middle, but the best thing about this is she plays back row all the way around. She passes and she digs, so that's very rare when it comes to playing as a middle.
Third one's got to go over. Free ball here, an opportunity for Las Lomas. Set, spike, count it! Rachel Nieto putting that away. They say that she's the best passer. Not only is she the best passer, but she leads the team in kills, and really the kind of one of the leaders on the team. Works so hard in practice, kind of keeps everybody together.
Definitely.
Even when they're not playing matches.
Her IQ, her volleyball IQ was so high when she saw that last hit. She saw that line was wide open, and she just took a nice, healthy swing at that.
Oh, tapped over on the overpass and put down by Lauren Fitterer. And boy, I tell you, when you get players at this level, you know, with this level of ability, if you overpass like that, it's just like putting it on a tee for a major league hitter.
Yes, it is a gift for them.
Not coming back, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to have, let's see, was that a net violation?
No, it hit the antenna, actually, that automatically ruling it out of bounds.
Boy, I didn't see that antenna jump or move at all, but...
Micro touch.
Nieto, set, tapped over. Played, second one, third one's got to go over. Tapped again, a little jousting at the net. And the ladies got a bona fide rally going to the outside. Dug out nicely. Another swat, they can't dig this one out.
Like you said, those overpasses are just gifts from the volleyball gods.
And you can see when the ladies see that, their eyes just light up.
Definitely.
And they're able to put that one down with relative ease. 21-12, and now the Knights putting some distance between themselves and Miramonte. Spike down, and that's going to count. And that is number 7, Beryl Slezak, making the play that time. So she gets the kill there, and it's 21-13. So still a big hole to dig out of here for Miramonte. So they're going to need a nice run here to make a set of this here in set number 1. Guest does catch the net. So they catch a break on that one. It's 21-14.
Definitely. I think Miramonte right now, if they go on a service run, they are very much still in this game.
Set, spike, and then kind of miss-hit back there, but still that one had a lot of mustard on it. Molly Dowd with a double high five. I guess the high 10 you call that. And here's Yuki back to serve. Set, tapped over. All right, going left side, block, but it's going to be out of bounds. And that's another one of those tooling the block that time. And certainly Miramonte unable to get that one back in between the lines. And it's 23-14. And right now, Las Lomas closing in on a set one victory here. Set and kind of miss-hit that time. And that'll make it 24-14. So another serve for Yuki, and it's set point here for Las Lomas. Set number one here at Walnut Creek TV, bringing you women's volleyball from Las Lomas High School. And bump set, third one's got to go over. Free ball here for the Knights. Here's the opportunity, set, spike, block, count it, and that will do it. So after one set, it's the Knights 25, the Miramonte Matadors 14, and we'll have set number two for you coming up.
If you're over 7 years old, how hard can this really be? Put this ball in this hole. Hi, I'm Dan Ashley of ABC 7 News and First Tee board member. Take a swing at it. This little ball can take you a long way. Think of sand without the beach, driving without a car, a very big classroom without any walls. Come play around. You will start on the first tee, but who knows where you'll end up. You can step up to the first tee. It really is easy. We supply the golf course, driving range, golf clubs, and instructor. You get golf lessons and life skills to prepare you for college and the 21st century workforce. Things like interpersonal skills, goal-setting skills, self-management skills, resilience skills, and so much more. That is why golf is so much more than just a fun game. For more information or to register, call 855-267-8347 or visit our website, www.thefirstteecontracosta.org.
Parking made easy and convenient.
You're good to go.
Now that was easy.
Hi, welcome to Inside Center Rep.
My name is Carrie Lederer, and I'm the curator of exhibitions here at the Bedford Gallery.
Hi there, welcome to Get Lit.
And that's when I decided to run for the city council.
This is so exciting.
All right, following the first set, a win for Las Lomas, 25-14. Anthony Schultz along with Armin Lim. And looked like for a while that the Matadors were, making a spirited effort here, and then things kind of got away from them there a little bit, and they really had a problem with some of those serves.
Definitely. They started off very strong, got a couple of blocks. Their offense and defense was not that bad throughout the entire game. They just have to definitely clean up the serve receive, make sure that everything is running in system for them, and they start putting balls away, because when they do, they have a good pass, good set, they can put balls away and compete with Las Lomas.
All right, getting set for set number 2. Dave Misteo still giving some instructions to his players.
Definitely. I think he has to talk to his back row, because if you watch Las Lomas, their offense is very fast. Their sets to the outside pins are very fast, and it's very hard for Miramonte to block those and play defense behind their blockers, making them have an advantage over the Miramontes.
He was having quite a long conversation, an extended conversation with his libero, Lizzie Fabian. And I'm sure it's probably something to the effect of, when you're in the back row like that, we've got to return some of those serves. We can't give them those freebies.
Definitely. And as a libero, the libero's main responsibility is to take control of the back row and make sure that every single pass, every single dig is up to perfection.
All right, getting set for set number 2. Knights to serve first. 1-0 in the Knights, and that one is going to be a service error and a little bit too long. So that will be a point for Miramonte. So 1-0 in favor of the Matadors. And now to serve for Miramonte, number 12, Ali Pietrakowski. I almost said that like it was 3 names. It's Pietrakowski, and a double block in front. Boy, nicely done by the Matadors, and they get point number 2.
Definitely. Their net play right now is very, very good. They're moving very well, and they need to clamp down on Las Lomas' offense and maybe slow them down a little bit.
It looked like Las Lomas wanted to go through that double team block, but there was no gap there to get it through. So nicely done with the block by Miramonte.
Interesting call. Las Lomas was called out of rotation, meaning one of their players were either out of rotation or moved a little bit too early.
I did not see a signal from either official.
The down ref actually called that one with the hand movement in the circular.
Kind of like she's mixing the batter for a cake is the movement. I did not see that one. And here's the Matadors getting another point here on the service ace, and they lead it 4-0.
Yeah, they're off to a very strong start this game.
Something that we said earlier, that Las Lomas could overcome a slow start. I don't think the Mats can. Of course, they trailed by 5 in that first one, got it down to 3 and never got any closer, and they're going to get another service ace here again. So Pietrakowski, a pair of service aces, is now 5-0 in favor.
Yeah, she's playing flawlessly, serving in between the seams. Definitely the two hardest places to serve and the 2 harder places to get a pass.
Back set. Handled in the back row by the Mats. Back row attack. Dug out beautifully that time by Las Lomas. And now we're going to have something on the end. No, a double hit.
Net violation.
Net violation. And that was called against Kelsey Angus, number 3. Now, when the down ref put up the 3, I thought it was a double hit, but she was actually signaling number 3
on
in the net. Oh, on Miramonte, excuse me. That's going to be a Bridget Legalale. So it's 5-1 now, and this one slammed down. Somehow played anyway. Tapped over. Did it get the line?
They did.
Yes, it did. Talk about hit it where they ain't.
Yes. Miramonte is being very smart right now, tipping and hitting into the places where Las Lomas is not, making them scramble a little bit, generating a bad pass.
Okay, the Mats, and they get the service error, which will make it 6-2.
Yeah, Miramonte cannot afford those service errors. They need to get to a fast lead and hold on to that lead.
Here's Vanessa Tang now coming in for Dave Misdeo. A substitution here for the Mats, and Yuki to serve. Tapped over, and sort of right in the middle of the floor. And again, talk about hitting it where they ain't. Done very nicely that time by Maddie Goodrow. And, you know, that is such a great skill to see the ball and also kind of know where the defense is and then making the proper hit and getting it where you want it to go.
Yeah, like I said, Miramonte is not playing up to par with Las Lomas, but they're making adjustments and definitely hitting into places that they're not.
They've done that several times here on this latest run that they're on. They've made it now 8-2. And Las Lomas is going to let this one go, and that's the wrong decision.
Yes, Miramonte's coming out on fire with their serving into very difficult places, making the passers second guess themselves.
9-2 now in favor of Miramonte, so that time they decided to let it go and made the wrong decision as that one found its way inside the lines. And this one flying over. Can they get it back? Nicely done by the Mats to keep it alive. Maddie Borscht. Oh, pardon me.
Great.
And here we got a bona fide rally going. Blocked. Kept alive, and that was a fourth hit. It looked good, but the fourth one doesn't count.
Definitely. I think there's a little bit of controversy on the floor right now. Las Lomas is saying that they didn't contact that first ball, making it only 3 contacts, but up ref is not changing his call.
Yeah, the refs saw it differently there, and now it's 10-2. This is a bit of a surprise here.
Yes.
The Mats have come to play here tonight.
They're serving very strongly.
And there's the roll shot coming over. Back set, spiked. Handled in the back row nicely by Nieto. Dug out nicely, quick reflexes. And now a net violation.
Number 8.
That's going to go against the Matadors.
Maddie Goodreal is kind of limping over there. I think she went down a little hard.
Now that time I could see the net really move, but sometimes, I'll tell you, all you have to do is breathe on that thing for them to call a net violation.
Yes.
Block, but there's another situation where they're tooling the block perfectly at that time. You saw that ball go a quick exit stage right from our vantage point here and didn't have a chance to go in.
Lauren Fitterer made a very good adjustment. She saw that set was low and tight, so she just saw those hands and used them.
Spanked down, and that's going to count. Nicely done. Lauren Fitterer gets up with that big left hand, and they got a series of left-handers on here, and they have 4 of them, and sometimes they're all on the floor at the same time.
Yes, just like right now.
And when they get with Geneva Duffy, they get her, playing on her power side, on the side that where she really hits with her power hand. It makes it a nice strategic situation for the Knights.
Wow, nice up by the libero, Yuki Bradley.
Oh, Bradley, that was a beautiful dig that time. Set, tapped over. And a lift is going to be called against Las Lomas, and it's 11-5.
Miramonte is almost going exclusively to the middle because the middle is their bright spot this game. Definitely putting balls away and blocking a lot of balls.
Here's Beryl Slezak. Bradley handles that one. Spike, and this one's going to be way out of bounds this time. So don't look now, but all of a sudden, the Matadors started to pull away from Las Lomas, albeit still a long way to go here in set number 2. Back set, spike, blocked nicely in the front row there by the Mats. Blocked again. Second, third, coming over. Set, spike, counting. Maddie Borscht, number 7, right in the middle of the floor, able to knock it down, and that makes it 12-6.
Yeah, Maddie Borscht has been a little bit quiet. Usually in other games, she's been definitely more involved in the game, whether it's blocking or passing, but right now she needs to get going.
With that quick arm swing and a good serve. Got her jump serve going in that last game against Campolindo, and that was one of the differences in that match. So certainly the Knights would like to see her get going here and catch back up, and now we're going to have another net violation. That'll be against Miramonte, so we're going the other way, and it's 12-7. So just a 5-point lead. The Matadors have led by as many as 8 here in set number 2. Haley Glass. Set. block. Coming back over to the Matador side, and that makes it 12-8, and it looks like the Knights starting to get back in rhythm again here.
Yep, seems like they just started to wake up. Maddie Borch and Rachel Linden in for the double stuff block.
Glass again. Third one's got to go over. It does. Spanked down. But it's going to be out of bounds. No good that time. Coming off the hand of number 8, Maddie Goodrow.
Yeah, she hit the antenna again. Once she contacts that antenna, it's automatically ruled out of play.
Oh, a beautiful dig that time from Lizzie Fabian. Jousting at the net, won by Las Lomas, and now it's 12-10. So the momentum, Armin, has certainly switched here back to in favor of Las Lomas, and we talked about that earlier. You know, Las Lomas got off to a bad start, but obviously they're beginning to overcome it here.
Yes, volleyball is a game about momentum, so because they can get Maddie Borch in that, they can get Maddie Borch back in the offense and defense, then they can start putting balls away and making sure that everyone is involved.
So Coach Dave Masdeo has seen enough. His once 8-point lead is down to 1, and before it evaporates entirely, he wants to talk it over with the Mats. Coach Masdeo in his first year played at at Acalanes. He was an 06 grad. He coached the JV at Acalanes for a couple of years. Also coached in Vail, Colorado. Now, he actually went there to ski and decided, oh, well, he went to ski and stayed to coach. So he did that for a while, and we talked about the team being very young. They lost a lot of seniors last year. Just 5 returning players from last year and only 2 seniors. I think I said 5 seniors earlier. There's actually only 2 seniors that came back this year. So really a transition year for Miramonte.
Whereas Las Lomas has almost every senior is on the court playing and starting.
Yeah, TV comes home. YouTube, youtube.com/City of Walnut Creek. Catch us on Facebook as well, City of Walnut Creek at facebook.com, twitter.com as well. So we are all over the social networks. Second one, third one's got to come over. Set, spike, and count it. Done beautifully that time. Rachel Nieto getting the kill.
Like I said, Las Lomas' offense, when you give them a free ball or even an easy tip, they will convert it with their quick offense.
And you saw how far a lot of times the set is going across the floor and yet is ending up in a perfect position. So the passing very crisp indeed on most of those.
Definitely.
This one coming back over.
Another free ball for Las Lomas.
Set, spike, blocked. Jousting at the net. Won by the Matadors, but Las Lomas gets it back. This one put down and counted. Maddie Goodrow, the last time she hit the antenna, this time she finds the mark.
Yes.
And it's 13-12 in favor of the visiting Matadors.
Yeah, that was a very nice decision for her to go down the line. That was wide open for her.
Mats with a 1-point lead. They trail 1-0. Center dump that time, and boy, coming all the way across and over, and Rachel Linden fell down, may have twisted an ankle, but really kind of raced toward the middle of the floor and then just swatted over. It looked like, I wasn't going to call that a setter dump.
That was a setter dump.
But it didn't look like she had was even trying to fool them at all. She just slapped it back over.
Yeah, definitely she has a very aggressive dump, and that's very good for the Las Lomas team because she's a very aggressive setter.
And that is another service ace. That was really kind of a killer for Miramonte in that first set. So another one here is put Las Lomas in the lead, and this one just does get over. Very close to being another service ace, and this one is put down by Rachel Nieto, coming from across the floor that time, being set up by Rachel Linden. So Linden the assist, Nieto with the kill, and it's a 2-point advantage for Las Lomas.
Definitely Rachel Linden is leading her team right now, making good choices on setting and running her offense.
Another service ace.
What the Miramonte passers have to realize that she's hitting it with a lot of topspin, making the ball go down faster, so they have to react to that instead of just standing.
Second one. Third one's got to come over. Free ball. Let's see what Las Lomas does with this one. Goes right to Rachel, but handled in the back row that time by Goodrow. Jousting at the net. Looks like they set it to the libero that time. And this one is going to be too far. No, it's not.
Some controversy over that call. Line judge called it in. Everyone else on Miramonte thought it was out.
Well, that's the second time we've seen Miramonte, Armin, guess wrong on that ball going toward the end line. And that's one of those other skills, whether it's on the side or on the end line. You got to have that feel for when to go for it and when not to.
Definitely, and that was just maybe some anxiety, maybe some nervousness playing in, but they need to definitely raise up their confidence level and come out there on fire like they did at the beginning of the set.
Liz Burnt just mishit that one. That one didn't have a chance to get over the net, and Liz going to let this one go, and it's in, and we just talked about that. And again, that's 3 times that we've said it, and it's all, Armin, been to the end line here, not to the sides, but all the way back here. They've guessed wrong 3 times tonight.
Maddie Borch is seeing the court so well. She sees that if it's going a little bit higher, the passers are going to automatically default that it's out, but they have to realize that she has a lot of topspin on that ball. That ball is going to die.
Here we go.
And it's another service ace for Maddie.
I just had to save us as that ball was coming toward us here in, I guess you could call this our broadcast booth. We're on a stage here at Las Lomas High School. And, okay, now that one's in. Now, I noticed, a lot of times, Armin, when you have the ladies standing with the foot on the sideline, so it gives them a real easy chance to judge, or at least a better chance to judge. If the ball's outside of your foot, let it go.
Yes.
But on the back row, they're not always standing on the back line.
Yeah, so I think one thing they have to work on is they have to follow that ball all the way out and make sure that 100% that ball is going to be out.
And that one was out. So they make the right decision there as that one flies long, and it's 20-15, and that one almost took out our monitor. So we're in a good situation here to see this, and that one's going to be a service error. So we're in a good vantage point to see the game for us, but sometimes our equipment's in a little bit of peril.
Definitely. We need to make sure that we keep our eyes open for any loose balls flying at us.
So, yeah, we've really got to keep an eye on this stuff and make sure the ball doesn't hit it. So I may have to make a couple of saves here myself. 21-15. And they joust at the net. And won by Las Lomas. And all of a sudden, Armin, remember, just moments ago, it was 10-2 in favor of Miramonte. Now it's 22-15 in favor of Las Lomas.
Yeah, Las Lomas definitely has picked up their game and realized that, you know what, we can't play down to their level. So amazing up by the libero.
Yeah. So since that point, it's been 20-5, and now count it for Miramonte. And they try to break the string here a little bit here and make it 22-16.
And this lead is all in part by the tough serving of Las Lomas.
And there you see our score, set number 2, right here on Walnut Creek TV. Anthony Schultz along with Armin Lim. A little more women's volleyball. I had some last week and some more for you this week. This one coming right back over and count it. Back to the net with that sort of bump set form and puts it over perfectly. What a play that was coming from Rachel Linden.
Yeah, that was a very good recognition from her. She saw that no one was up short, so she just threw that short and no one was home.
And she saw that with her back to the net.
She definitely did.
Back set, spike. And that is going to count for Miramonte. And that was Sorensen puts it away.
That was a wicked angle that she put on that. That was very nice cut shot.
All right, Sorensen. Let's see if the Matadors have one big rally left in them. Blocked nicely up front. Keep it alive. But then they leave it short of the net. So they played that really well with the block up front initially, but then the pass otherwise not so good.
Yep. Definitely that's middle backs defense. They got to run that ball down and make a play out of that.
All right, here's Bradley to serve. set point here coming up for Las Lomas. Nice play by Yuki Bradley. Block, and here they are in the back row. Second one, third one's got to come over, and it's good. Set, spike, block, count it! And that will do it. 25-17 the final as the Knights battle back. Once trailing 10-2, and they win it 25-17 as they take set number 2. So 2 sets in the books, and we'll have set number 3 coming up right here on Walnut Creek TV.
Northern California's largest community arts program is here in Walnut Creek.
We have over 180 professionals teaching music, dance, drama, and visual arts.
With over 680 classes, workshops, and events. There are classes for youth, teens, and adults.
With opportunities for beginners through professionals.
Find your spark.
Learn, inspire, grow.
And back here for set number 3, 2-0 in favor of Las Lomas. Anthony Schultz along with Armin Lim. And now let's see if the Matadors here can force a set number 4. And the Las Lomas Knights trying to get the 3-set sweep. Set, spike, blocked. Set. And a short set that time. Not able to put it away was Las Lomas. This one catches a piece of the net. Nieto has it blocked.
Nice.
And the Matadors keep it alive. Great play by Miramonte. Nieto. And this one's going to come back over the net, but it's going to be wide here on the right side. And counted for Las Lomas.
Great defense by Miramonte right there. That was an amazing up by their setter, number 10, Emily Fabian.
Nieto's second one. Tap back that time. A little jousting at the net. Back set. Spike. And this one is going to be way out of bounds. 2-0 in favor of Las Lomas.
Once again, Miramonte is struggling in their service seed because Las Lomas does come out strong off the gate with their tough serving. Miramonte has got to learn how to control it.
Rachel Nieto again, another serve. All right, blocked nicely that time. Beautifully done by Geneva Duffy, number 5. This one put down and right up into the rafters, off the roof that time, and that's going to be considered out of bounds.
That would be. That was a very good choice by Rachel Linden, setting the back row. Not overrunning that, not doing anything else special, and Rachel Nieto just puts it away.
3-0. Handled by Nieto here in the back row nicely. They got around the block that time, did the Matadors. Set, spike. Roll shot coming over, but good position again for Las Lomas. Tap over. Ladies got a rally going. Block, and this one they can't handle, and Miramonte is on the board. It's 3-1.
Seems like Slezak on Miramonte is one of their shining lights apart from their middles. Definitely look to her for this game, getting a lot of kills.
All right, Miramonte trying to creep to within 1, and they're going to get the service ace this time. So
that is exactly what Miramonte needs to do, serve tough and make Las Lomas get out of their comfort zone.
All right, Miramonte trailing just by 1. A 3-2 Las Lomas lead early here in set number 3. Set, spike. Handled to the back row, and this one pushed into the net. Miss hit that time by Miramonte, Emily Fabian. So we talked about it being a tough year for Miramonte. They beat Balboa for their first win on September the 15th. And they did win 2 in a row, beating College Prep 10-6 of Oakland. And then they beat Alhambra 10-9. And that was really a high watermark for Miramonte's season. And of course, on the other side for Las Lomas, things quite a bit rosier for the Knights as they get set to serve, and they lead it 5-2.
Yuki Bradley is choosing her spots very wisely right now, mixing it up, serving it deep corner, and also serving it short.
And Las Lomas won 5 straight, Armin. And now we have a whistle here. It blows this one dead.
Once again, it's a out of rotation called on against Miramonte.
Second time they've had that called against them. So they won 5 in a row from September 11th through the 25th. Ended with a loss to Campolindo. They did avenge that loss later on. And, of course, that came with, and they get another point here as Yuki gets the service ace. But they won 20 in a row, starting with the Sonoma Valley game on the 29th of September. And they beat Miramonte in that run 3-0 on the October the 4th. Got number 20 with a win over Campolindo. That was last Tuesday. And at one point had won 25 straight sets. So Armin, not only were they winning each matches, but really things not very close with their opponents.
Yeah, Las Lomas for the past couple of matches have come out strong. Not only their serving, but also their offense, and also they're getting some major blocks up there.
They lead this one 9-2. Trying to run away and hide here with set number 3. Handled by Rachel Nieto. You see how valuable she is.
Definitely.
Playing the back row as well as she plays the front row. That handled. Oh, second one. Third one. It's coming over.
That was a very nice point by Las Lomas.
And the lift call against Miramonte, but that was a miracle point that time by Las Lomas.
A very nice scrappy play.
So we talked a little bit about Jim Changaris earlier. And he's really coached a long time. He just took a volleyball class at St. Mary's College and taught at a camp. And kind of got the JV job. And talk about the replay here. And this one of the best points of the night. I really didn't think they had a chance of scoring on this one. And they end up getting the point for Las Lomas. So Changaris coached 5 different sports at the high school level: softball, wrestling, volleyball, basketball. And he coached at Northgate and Acalanes. And he has the coaching record for most wins in a season at Northgate, at Las Lomas, and at Acalanes. And a couple of NCS championships, one with the boys volleyball and one with girls volleyball. So certainly knows his way around the area and certainly knows sports and had a lot of success. And that success also, coming here with the Knights. And we're going to have a double hit. And you or I were talking about that off camera earlier, where if it's on first contact, you can get away with that a little bit. But when you're actually setting to go for a kill, they're not going to let you get away with that double contact.
Yeah, first contact, you for one person can contact that twice. However, if it's the second contact or the third contact, it's got to come clean out of your hands.
Spike blocked up front. And now we're going to have a double called against the Matadors again. Actually, he pointed the umpire, actually referee pointed.
Called it against Las Lomas.
Called it against Las Lomas. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought he was pointing at the infraction going against Miramonte, but the point for Miramonte, excuse me. There's one blocked. 11-3 now is the score. Set, spanked over and counting. Geneva Duffy knocking that one home.
Geneva Duffy was very smart on that one. She saw that that set was only going to go to her, and she saw that line was wide open, took a nice, healthy rip down the line.
So Geneva, talk about that left-hander hitting from her power side. And gets a lot of back sets from Linden. And this one just does creep over. Going to go to Geneva again here. Tapped over. But there's
Nice
Bradley
read.
in great position. And then spanked down. Maddie Borsch getting the kill.
Las Lomas is doing really well, firing in all cylinders, making sure everyone is involved in the play right now. They seem virtually unstoppable.
And the one key to some of those plays, see Bradley in good position to keep that one alive. And this one goes right into the net for the service error. But, the players with the kills, Armin getting, most of the press, and the kind of people that we remember and we talk about. But really, without some of those good passers, without those quality digs, they're just not going to get nearly as many chances.
Definitely. I think one of the things that is overlooked in volleyball is the defense and the serve receive. Liberos work really hard in the back row, making sure that every single ball they do is a quality touch.
Count it for Miramonte. They make it 13-5. And that was Lauren Foster tallying there. Well, Miramonte trying to creep back into this one and avoid the 3-0 sweep. This one just does touch the net. Back set, swat, and this one is going to be counted.
Interesting thing is Lauren Fitterer is swinging from the right side. Because she is left-handed, like Geneva Duffy, that is her dominant or strong side. So very good choice by Coach Jim Changaris to put her over there and let her swing away.
14-5 in favor of the Knights. Here's Haley Glass. For the overpass, handled that time by Nieto, but again, handled on the other side by Miramonte. Oh, there's the overpass there, and that one's not coming back. And Maddie Borsch able to put that one down. So they got one, they got away with one, but they're not going to get away with two.
Definitely. Miramonte is feeding the beast right now, and Maddie Borsch, she is just making Miramonte pay for those overpasses.
Haley Glass one more time. A little short set that time. They tried to go quickly, but Las Lomas ready for that. And Rachel Nieto getting the kill. It comes off the top of the net.
Definitely. You can see that Las Lomas is playing with kind of an ease right now and being very aggressive on the net, letting nothing come back. Nothing is easy on Las Lomas' side.
Coming over, and there's the service ace. 17-5.
Miramonte has not been responding to Las Lomas' tough serving all night. They need to pick it up right now or else there's not much they can do.
And another service ace. Haley Glass again. And that time she just had a lot of nice top spin, and when it got to the back row, it's over the head of the front row and then too far in front of the back row to really handle it.
Exactly.
Spanked down, dug out nicely. And again, the overpass. And it's really hard to blame some of the Matadors with the overpass, especially when they're getting a spike, Armin.
Yes.
It's very hard to play that and put exactly where you want it. It kind of just comes a little bit over the net. And the ladies here on the near side with Las Lomas are just ready to kill it.
Yeah, they're expecting it because they know that they're setting up a really good overpass opportunity. Unlike Maddie Borch, who can just put that away first contact.
Bradley that time, the pass to Rachel Linden to set it up, and then spanked down by Maddie Borsch. So you got the 1-2 combination a lot. That time you had the 1-2-3 combination.
Definitely.
And too much for Miramonte. It's 20-5, and this is kind of more of what we expected. The first two sets, not all that close, Armin, but certainly Miramonte had their moments, especially in set number 2. Set number 3, this looks like a top team against a team in transition.
Definitely. Miramonte cannot respond to what Las Lomas is dishing out at them.
Blocked back nicely that time by Miramonte. Still some fight left in the match, and there's Linden. I love when she puts it over with her back to the net like that. And this one is going to be, and it's going to be out.
Missed opportunity once again. There was a free ball coming over. Miramonte needs to put those balls away.
I think they're caught off guard by Linden Because when you get your back to the net, you figure that she's going to pass that ball, not just send it over.
Definitely.
Back set, spike. Caught the net a little bit, handled in the back row nicely by Miramonte. Set, spike. Is that one good? No, it's not. Point for Miramonte, and it's 21-6.
That last play was a perfect example of how fast Las Lomas' offense is. I mean, those sets to the outside pins are just ridiculously fast, and Miramonte right now is just, they have no answer.
So there's Haley Glass leaving to a very nice ovation as she gives way to Courtney Fitterer. And this one is going to be off the antenna here, and that'll be a point for Miramonte. So 2 in a row here for the Mats, not wanting to go quietly into the evening. They've made it 21-7, but a big hole to climb out of for Miramonte here in set number 3.
Yeah, the Mats have some work to do this game.
Set tapped over, going exit stage left that time. Getting over the block. A little miscommunication that time by Las Lomas, but they handle it anyway. Sometimes, you know, the good teams, Armin, even their own mistakes don't beat them.
Yes.
And set, spike, and score. And that's Maddie Borsch putting that one away, and it's 22-7.
Yes.
They were going for a chest bump here, or a body bump here from the play.
Oh.
And Coach Changaris, boy, he put the brakes on that one quickly.
He thought that Linden was going to go back to serve, but surprise, surprise, it was Maddie.
Oh, they were going for that body bump there, and Changaris was, I guess he wants them to wait to celebrate, apparently. Coming over to Nieto, handled by number 5, Lizzie Fabian. And the ladies have a rally going here. Set. Just does catch the net. Third one's got to come over. Free ball opportunity. But this one in a good spot this time, and Miramonte tallies again.
Yeah, Miramonte saw that hole right in the middle of the court, decided to take a little off and deposit that right in the middle of the court where nobody was.
Yeah, I understand they call that a donut.
They do. Campfire sometimes.
Okay, so I've heard that they have the donut.
Mm-hmm.
They have the waffle. They have the pancake. Seems like everybody's got food on their mind in this sport. Spike and score off the block. Now that'll be a point for Las Lomas. It's 23-8.
Changing things up, they have middle Molly Dowd hitting outside and Rachel Nieto hitting opposite, so spreading out that offense.
So we've got to pick our player of the game, Armin.
Definitely.
It looks like it's going to be somebody from Las Lomas.
Yes, definitely. I would say that Rachel Nieto has been consistent in the back row and the front row, contributing Las Lomas not only behind the service line, but also on the court.
So we will have Rachel Nieto following this set number 3. That's if Miramonte doesn't make the huge comeback here. They do trail 23-9, so don't want to be too premature. Back set, Nieto.
Right on cue.
But handled nicely by Miramonte. They're going to get this one over. Set. Spike. Going for it that time is number 8, Maddie Goodrow, but she can't get to it. And now match point upcoming. And who's serving? Well, it's Rachel Nieto, who will be our player of the game if they can score this last point. We will go to a break and then come back and have our player of the game. Match point, and they're going to have a lot of opportunities here at match point. And they only need one, and that will do it. So a final here, 25-9, as Rachel Nieto with the serve, and it's Las Lomas with the win. We will have the player of the game interview, Rachel Nieto, coming up on the other side of the break.
You're free to explore downtown Walnut Creek. Shopping, dining, and entertainment are only a stop away on the free ride. Catch the free ride trolley from BART, Broadway Plaza, the Leisure Center, or one of its many downtown stops. The free ride stops every 15 minutes to keep your day moving. Check out cccta.org for more information on how you are free to explore downtown Walnut Creek.
All right, with our Walnut Creek TV player of the game, Rachel Nieto, and there you see the final for set number 3, 25-9. Rachel, wonderful performance here tonight by the club. And I want to talk a little bit about that Campo Lindo win. They beat you earlier this season. Of course, they're leading the DVAL. Talk about what it was like to kind of get the Cougars back a little bit.
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, I've been on varsity for about 3 years, and each time we played them, we've lost. So being able to have the last time we played them a big win in 3, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Now, I thought Miramonte played a little bit better than initially that I thought, a little spirited. The third one, not so close. What did you think of their performance tonight?
You know, I thought they played well, and I think during that second game we came out a little too confident after beating them in the first, but, you know, we picked up our game, and we were able to come back and win soundly, so, you know.
Obviously, you guys are looking forward toward the NCS. What do you think of your chances? You guys are playing so well.
Yeah.
I mean, what, 20 matches in a row?
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys were just, you know, beating everybody pretty soundly. I mean, I think it was 25 sets in a row that you guys had won at one point.
Yeah.
You guys got to be feeling really confident going into the playoffs.
Yeah, we are. We're very excited. We think we have a great chance of, you know, we think we can win NCS, and, you know, we think that we can go in the finals, and if we keep playing as a team and playing together, you know, I think we can go really far in NCS, and I'm really excited.
And what about you playing at the next level? Any thoughts about that? Anybody show any interest as far as you going on and playing at the college level?
Yeah, I'm really hoping to play in college. That would just be awesome. So we'll see. Still trying to make an effort to get some looks, but I mean, I'm getting some looks, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful season, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Okay, Rachel Nieto is our Walnut Creek TV player of the game. Las Lomas closes out Miramonte. They win 3-0. I'm Anthony Schultz. For all of us here at WCTV, good night from Walnut Creek.